Well, I'm back with car content on the channel. Haven't done anything since I sold the Firebird last. It's been about 10 months since, and I'm back with a new car. By new, I mean slightly newer than the old car I had before. So Firebird was a 91. This one is a whole 7 years newer, 98. So I'll show you around it here today, and then I've got a few jobs to do on it. You see what we've got here. It's a 1998 GS300. It was actually my dad's car previously, so I didn't film it, but because I didn't know if it was going to work. But he lost the one key that he had for the car, so I took it off him and managed to find someone on eBay selling a complete steering column with ignition barrel and ECU. Swapped that in, and now the car starts again. So first thing you notice, these big horrible wheels. I think they would look not bad on the car if it was lower, but coilovers aren't an option at the moment, so the next best thing is to get some smaller wheels so it doesn't look like a 4x4. So that's on the to-do list. Just recently had some new rear discs there to get it through its MOT, and one of today's jobs is to fit new discs here, because I've got a feeling that the disc on the near side is warped, because it's got a really bad wheel wobble under braking from the front. So here's that's the ECU that I swapped. So if you've got a car that won't start, has immobiliser issues, you need to find the IC900 chip, I think it was, on a GS300. It's in the engine control unit. So swap that out with an ignition barrel and a set of keys from another car, and it will cure the problem. Other than that, looks quite nice. It's basic cloth interior, electric tilt steering wheel works. This screen is buggered, so that's another job. You might see over there, looking quite faint, is that door jar light there, because the battery is pretty weak. So I've got a new battery to do today as well. So yeah, today's jobs are going to be fit discs and pads to the front. I've got a new battery to go in, and also there's a bit of a problem with the heaters. The heaters don't run great, so I'm going to run a coolant flush, and then top up with some fresh coolant and hope that that clears out the matrix and maybe heats it up a bit. Other than that, then I might need to start looking into these dual climate controls. Little actuators in the heater box can go. So at the moment the left side is cold, but I have still read people saying that can still be down to the heater matrix. So we'll start with that anyway. The car, I don't know when the coolant was last changed on it, so good to get some fresh gear in it anyway. So that being said, I'm running out of daylight, don't have much time, and I really need to get this shit done, so I'll crack on with it. This jack is just not going to be long enough. If anyone wants to send me a new jack, please go ahead. I need a long reach one. Because this is not ideal. Before I go any further, I should remember to crank these wheel nuts. What's up yet? I think these are actually a TSW wheel. I've done a bit of looking online and they actually look quite good from new. These ones look like quite a weak offset. You get ones with like a deeper dish on them. They look not bad, but these don't look too good. Apparently this is a new upper arm, I've been told. Oh, the back of that disc is nasty. What are we looking at here? 12? Nope. 13? Nope. 14? Yes. Oh, nice and free. Ooh, very nice. Almost like someone's been in here before. That rest there. Perfect. Well, looks like fairly new pads that are on it. Yeah, that is a fairly new pad, but this disc is knackered. Yeah, nice new pads. Somebody put new pads on this fucked up disc. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see, but I think I can see where it's warped. Okay, let's get the carrier off. That side. It's just a spigot ring adapter for those huge wheels. One old disc. Oof. New disc, new pad. Pads. Shiny. So long. Why so long? I always think about how many people drive by and are like, why is he filming himself changing his brakes? It's the modern world. Yeah, I didn't really tell you much about what I was doing there, but yeah, it's pretty simple. 2 bolts hold the carrier on and 2 bolts for the caliper as well. Easy. Pretty self-explanatory if you look at it. Yeah, alright. We have one. One is in. Two big ass pads. Alright. Now I've taken the cap off the master cylinder. Let's see if I can push this back. makes it a bit easier to get them off. Okay, that should be enough. Oh, didn't off. I'm very surprised. Much surprise. It's getting hella windy. Blow away. So yeah, I'll bounce round to the other side. Won't film it unless it goes catastrophically wrong. Okay, fast forward a week and I've had to order some parts, so I've had to get a new caliper and carrier. Well, I didn't have to, I could have, the slide pins in this were knackered, so when I bolted it all up the disc wouldn't move because the pad was pressed tight against at the back. But for 50 quid extra I could get a new caliper with a carrier, and I've just bolted that on. I'm not boring you with the details of that, 4 bolts, but what I've got is this one-man brake and clutch bleeding kit, which I'm going to show you me trying just now. Usually when you do this one man, you submerge the end in a bottle of brake fluid to get the air out and only suck the fluid in, but this has apparently got a one-way valve which should stop air getting back in, but I don't quite trust it, so I'm gonna submerge it anyway, but I'll show you how it goes. So this is what you get in the kit. Okay, so you want it something like that, and then it's a really long hose actually. I don't know how we're gonna. It's a really long neoprene rubber bit. Slide it over the edge, and then we should be able to run this down. And the idea of this plastic bit is it slides over. It's supposed to slide over the nipple, but just isn't working anyway. Yeah, I don't see the point in that, so we're going to leave that off. Because it's just not. I mean, it's supposed to stop the hose popping off, but I don't even see it. I see that happening, so take a container, fill it with some brake fluid. Okay, changed my mind on that a little. I'm actually going to leave it out of the fluid, so the camera will tell us whether there's any air being drawn back or not. So let's give that a go. Reservoir's topped up, so let's open the valve. Well, that is not ideal. What the fuck happened there? Try it again with a little gentler braking. Right. Where's the spanner? Let's tighten that back up. Okay, next job, wheel on and test drive. So I've just taken the car a test drive. Still bedding in the brakes, but I can tell already when I'm pressing that brake pedal that the wobble that I had on the near side is gone. So thankfully it was a warped disc. All I done on that side was a new disc and pads. Caliper was fine. I was worried that there might have been a problem with the caliper. I don't know what caused it to warp, other than it just being an automatic car. You know, they don't engine brake as much, so you're on the brakes more, and I guess that's what led to it. But unexpectedly, when I got onto this side, the caliper was knackered and the carrier was knackered, so new disc, new pads, new carrier and new caliper on that side, and it's now all good. And in the meantime, while I was waiting for that caliper to arrive from America, I flushed the coolant through, ran a flush through it, drained that, put some new coolant in, and you know, burped the radiator. Also fitted a new battery because that was weak, and every time I started the car, or every time it sat for a week, it wouldn't start, so that's done as well. So it's not the end of the jobs that I've got to do in this car. I still have a problem where it appears that the passenger side climate control is cold and not hot. I hope that might have been a problem with the matrix, and running the coolant flush might have helped, but it doesn't seem to. I can't really tell until I get a good cold morning, but so I might, you know, if it's not the matrix, the other thing could be is the actuators and the heater control box. Still to come with this. You know, I'm just kind of documenting the jobs that I do on it, so I've still got to look into a heating problem. I need to sort out how it's sitting, because I don't like it on these big 20-inch wheels with standard suspension. So either the suspension will go or the wheels will get smaller. So we'll see what happens there. And then in general, just a tidy up. You can see from here, when people drive these big cars, they get bashed all the time. So got a couple of scuffs that need tidied up, and it definitely needs the tracking done. It's a bit all over the place, but yeah, those are still to come. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you later.